The Magical World of Isaac: The Story of a Remarkable Boy and the School Where He Thrives. As I stood on the blacktop at New Richmond Elementary School, I noticed something unusual. The kids at this Ohio school were playing soccer with the basketball, but that wasn't the unusual part. What caught my eye was that none of the kids were aiming to score a goal. They were just trying to kick the ball to one player, 10-year-old Isaac Friedman. That was the game. Get the ball to Isaac so that he could kick it. Kicking the ball made Isaac happy, and the other kids loved to see Isaac happy. Isaac has Down syndrome. This condition affects nearly every part of his body and his life. Down syndrome is not an illness. You can't catch it from somebody who has it. People with Down syndrome are born with it, like people are born with blonde hair or brown eyes. Because he has Down syndrome, Isaac learns slowly. Like many people with Down syndrome, he doesn't have strong muscles, and sometimes he has problems digesting his food. A different time. Just a few decades ago, kids like Isaac often had hard lives. Many died very young. Because of their health problems, schools often didn't accept kids with Down syndrome because even experts believed such kids couldn't learn. And there was a lot of ignorance about people with disabilities. It led to prejudice. My own cousin Bobby has Down syndrome. He was born in 1950. When he was born, the doctor told my Aunt Jessie that she should send Bobby away. Forget about him, the doctor said. Millions of kids with Down syndrome and other physical and intellectual disabilities were sent to large hospitals. There, many were neglected or even treated cruelly. But my aunt didn't send Bobby away. She and my uncle Sidney cared for him at home. Bobby grew up happy and loved. Today, he's 69. He lives in a cozy home and he shares with four other men with Down syndrome. A counselor helps them with day-to-day tasks. In the 1970s, attitudes about Down syndrome began to change. It turned out that those experts had been wrong. Many kids with Down syndrome were great at learning, had great learning potential if they got the right kind of education. Isaac's parents and his grandmother, GJ, short for Grandma Judy, have been on a mission since Isaac was born. Their aim to make sure Isaac learns as much as he can and that he gets the love and support he needs to succeed. You need to come here. The teachers and kids of New Richmond Elementary worked together to create a world where Isaac could thrive. I saw this when I visited the school. I was invited by GJ, who is a teacher there. She wrote me at Storyworks to tell me that something important was happening at her school. You need to come here, she said. So I flew to Ohio and spent a day in Isaac's world. I saw what it takes for Isaac to learn new skills. I saw how this little guy with oval glasses and a huge smile could cast a spell on the whole world. Focus and determination. Learning took time for Isaac. In kindergarten, it took him almost a whole year to learn how to hold a pencil correctly. He needed a lot of help from his teachers. His aide, Ms. Austin, rarely left his side. Isaac spent part of the day in a special education classroom and the rest with Miss Cameron and her third graders. He received almost minute-to-minute guidance, and he worked with extreme focus and determination. I saw this when Isaac read a book about police officers to me. The word officer was hard for him to pronounce. Each time he came to it, he would say it over and over again until he got it right. His hard work showed. He could read at a higher level than many third graders, and he loved writing in his journal. Isaac's magic. But what struck me most about Isaac was the way I felt when I was with him. Though words came slowly to him, he found ways to connect. When he was reading to me, he would often stop and look up at me. His expression was always warm, accepting, and intense. In the hallways, he held out his hand for me to hold. Being with him gave me a peaceful feeling. He's always had this effect on people, his mom said. Even when he was a baby, adds his dad. It's a mystery, GJ says, but somehow he makes people feel peaceful and loved. All day, kids crowded around Isaac. They high-fived him in the halls, they hugged him, they held his hand on the playground. Kids just didn't look out for Isaac, they sought him out. And this is what made school so special. Hundreds of kids and teachers worked together to help one boy thrive. And then, without even trying, the boy shared some of his magic with them.